Another day, another corporation bought by Disney. Admittedly, one of the best things to come from the 20th Century Fox buyout is that Disney now has a new catalog of properties to cross over. Maybe one day Disney will buy Haley Joel Osment so that the world can finally see a live-action Kingdom Hearts movie. Actually, the most exciting piece of news revolves around the new Marvel characters being carried over from 20th Century Fox. Fans have been waiting for years to see characters like the Hulk and Wolverine collide on the big screen. Check out the list to see which characters should immediately cross over into the MCU. But before we start, make sure you follow us by clicking on that like button below the video to get more sweet content from Animated Times. I'm Andrew Caravella. Go ahead, find me on social, On Air Andrew. Alright guys, let's go. At number 10, Wolverine. Okay, so aside from being known for having an impressively hairy chest, Wolverine is considered one of the most popular characters in the Marvel canon. Fans had been hoping for years that Hugh Jackman's rendition of the character would join the MCU. Although that version of the character will never show up, Jackman, as you know, is now working as a full-time circus ringmaster. Fans should still rejoice. It's only a matter of time before the MCU brings in a new Logan to stand alongside Earth's mightiest heroes. At number 9, the Sentry. Alright, so the Sentry is perhaps the only dude who has more luscious locks than Thor. Sorry, the hair jokes are in full swing today. Debuting in Marvel Knights comics in 2000, the character has since been a strong subject of debate. The Sentry had essentially been retconned into the Fantastic Four canon as the strongest character in the Marvel Universe. He's basically Superman with dissociative identity disorder. When people are on his good side, well, that means society lives to see another day. If his other personality takes over, well, never mind. We don't want to think about what that looks like. At number 8, Cyclops. And the best thing that can be said about the Disney-Fox merger is that we'll finally get a movie version of Cyclops whose only line isn't "Gene." Kidding, of course. James Marsden is a boss. Cyclops is definitely a character that deserves a well-rounded cinematic adaptation. Comic books like Astonishing X-Men give him really cool leadership issues to deal with. Also, he plays a key role in Avengers vs. X-Men. Let's say it's just one more time because it's so fun. Gene! At number 7, Apocalypse. And by the way, Apocalypse is like Thanos, but blue. I mean, really though, the character is frightening and has appeared in a lot of Marvel comic events over the years. Billed as the first mutant, his strength stands toe-to-toe alongside the most powerful comic book villains of all time. If his name wasn't already an indication, he's pretty scary. After Thanos is defeated, the world is going to want another person to attempt global genocide. Apocalypse can fill that gap and could also possibly be a common threat that unites the entire new MCU. With that being said, moving on to number 6, Human Torch. Now, considering the fact that Chris Evans will likely exit the MCU after Avengers Endgame, maybe he'll return as the Human Torch? That will never happen, but that's okay. The very notion that the character will most likely cross paths with other Marvel heroes is awesome enough. Moreover, some of the best moments in the Fantastic Four comics take place when the Human Torch and the Thing banter with one another. Fun fact, the Human Torch was one of Marvel's first characters ever created. Coming in at number 5, Galactus. Though we know less than nothing about what Marvel has planned for Phase 4, we can guess the comic universe will become a bigger part of the story. If we will be spending more time in outer space, then it makes perfect sense for the next big bad to be Galactus. I mean, come on, if we're truly coming to an end of the Infinity Stones plot, then the heroes will need another huge threat to conquer. Duh. We can't imagine anything bigger than an entity that must consume planets to survive. You know, like a planet eater. Plus, it's the kind of fight that will take the Avengers, X-Men, and Fantastic Four working together to defeat. And at number 4, it's no coincidence, Fantastic Four. As Marvel's first family, the Fantastic Four haven't got the big on-screen treatment they deserve. While 2005's Fantastic Four and its sequel, Rise of the Silver Surfer, were fun action movies, they didn't do the characters any justice. The 2015 movie took a more serious, dark approach that went way too far in the other direction. The characters took such a hit, they were pulled from comic books for a while. However, the chance to see Reed Richards working alongside T'Challa and Tony Stark has given us room to hope. In Kevin Feige's capable hands, we think the Fantastic Four would be a central element in the next phase of the MCU and finally get the respect they deserve. And at number 3, Laura X-23. As heart-wrenching and devastating as Logan was, one of the few bright spots was in the introduction of Daphne Keene as Laura X-23. As the young mutant who Logan must protect, she was simultaneously vulnerable, innocent, and fierce. We couldn't look away from the evolution of her story, and we're still very much waiting for a sequel. If mutants are to be folded into this existing world and a new canon is established, what better way to do that than through the eyes of a young mutant and her friends, who is discovering her powers as well as the world around her for the very first time. Coming in at number 2, it's gotta be Deadpool. Now, if there's one character we need in the MCU more than any other, it's Deadpool. When the deal between Disney and Fox became a possibility, everyone's first thought was about how the Mark with the mouth would fit in with the Avengers. We all know it wouldn't go well at all, but that's what would make it hilarious to watch. While his solo outings might still be rated R, Wade trying to work in the PG-13 environment of the team-ups would provide an endless amount of memorable lines and moments. Neither Deadpool nor the MCU need each other. They're both doing fine on their own. Though, as fans, we don't care what they want, we need to see this crossover happen like immediately. And at number 1, it's Dr. Doom. Victor Von Doom. He's one of the smartest men in the Marvel Universe, and he's also one of the richest and most evil. Tony Stark can handle a monster trying to destroy the world with very little problem. However, fighting an evil version of himself would provide endless story possibilities. As Tom Hiddleston's Loki transitions into a less villainous role, the franchise needs someone of similar stature, popularity, and importance to take his place. Though we can't say if the Fantastic Four will ever make their way to the MCU, Dr. Doom definitely should, but as usual, it all hinges on the right casting. This wraps up our list for the top 10 Fox characters coming to MCU. Who did we miss? Let us know in the comments below, and if you haven't already liked our page, like and share our video. If you like what you saw, you can always check out more awesome content on our page. And as always, thanks for watching.